everyone. Today we are doing something a little different. I am here at the National Cultural Center in Tamale, Ghana, and I am doing an interview with my good friend Abdullah. He is not only an awesome tour guide for Northern Ghana and all of Ghana, but especially Northern Ghana. He knows all the ins and outs, but he has a shop here at the Cultural Center that has arts and crafts from all over Ghana. And the thing is, he didn't get here easy. When I talked to him, he has an interesting story of the roundabout way he finally came around to owning his own business here in Ghana. So this is my good friend Abdullah.
Hello, greetings from Ghana. My name is Abdullah Osman. I was born in Ghana and I'm located at Tamale Pacific. It is the northern part of Ghana. Yes, I would like to tell you a little bit history about myself and a story about myself, which will be a very wonderful thing for audience to listen.
So Abdullah, I know you were part of a large family, and you were the last born. But I also know that your childhood was rather difficult. Tell me a little more about that.
Oh yes, of course. It was really difficult. I was like around 6 years when my father passed away. And as you know, I'm from an extended family. And then through that, life was very difficult because there was no one to take care of us. So I have to find my way out. So I started to be on the street trying to help, like cleaning shoes, the same time trying to help tourists to find their destination at the age from 9 to 10. That was what I was doing as life.
So you were being a tour guide even as young as 9 or 10 years old?
Oh, yes, please, yes. And then the tourists was enjoying me so much because at this my age and I was able to know some locations in Tamale. They were very happy and they were enjoying me so much.
You learn things from the tourists, right?
Oh yes. They tell me a lot about their countries and then like how they have education free in their countries and then like a lot of things they were enjoying in their country. So a lot of these things motivate me when I was growing up. So at the age of 16 years, yes, I was thinking that myself like it is better I move from Ghana to locate myself in different parts of the world so that I can really have a better life.
And most of the tourists that you were interacting with and the place you dreamt of going was Europe, right?
Oh yes, because at that time most of the tourists who were coming, they were coming from like Germany, US, and then other part of the world. You understand? So and then most of the tourists I have in contact was from Germany and then Holland. So they were telling me a lot, and then sometimes I asked them like how much do they earn in a month, and they told me that they are not ending a month, they end an hour. I said, wow, here you have to work up to a month before you get a salary. And they told me that in an hour they were taking around 10 euros per hour. And when I calculated in Ghana city, it was a lot of money. Mm-hmm. So it motivated me like if I go to Europe, I could earn a lot of money.
Right. And so you set off on that dangerous trip to get yourself from Ghana to Europe. Tell us a little bit about that trip.
Yes, through like taking care of the tourists and then cleaning shoes, I was able to save some monies, and then I decided to make a trip from Ghana to Libya. Libya was a transit point where you can cross the Mediterranean Sea to either Italy or Spain. So I start the journey from moving from Tamale to Burkina Faso. That is Ouagadougou. So from Ouagadougou, I moved to Niger. There is a city called Agadas. So Agadas was a transit point. They can take you through the desert.
And so from Agadas, you went to Libya.
Yes, in Agadas, you have to make a lot of preparation. You have to get something like gari, and then you have to get some food because from the desert it takes you about 4 days in the desert with a long big truck. So these 4 days, you have to make sure you have enough water, you have enough food that will take care of you from that 4 days to Libya.
And how long were you in Libya, and what was that like?
Well, Libya was really a difficult place because there there was a lot of racism, and then like job situation was very difficult, and then sometimes in even Libya I used to work. And then when you work and they might decide not to pay you. And then when you do, they said they can kill you also. So Libya was really a tough place. But since I made my mind that I was going to Europe, so it did not discourage me at all.
So you finally saved up the money and made the arrangements, and you headed to Spain, right?
Oh, yes, there are some Libyans which we call a connection man. When you save money around like $1,000 or $1,500 or $2,000, and then they will organize what we call like a small boat. You understand? And then they will train you how to use the boat. So the boat has a small engine. So when you train you, they give you a compass. That compass will they will set it a direction to Europe. So when you organize yourself, you can be around like 15 people or even up to 30 people, depending the time, the number of people who are interested to go.
So they don't even send you with like one person who runs the boat who knows the route.
No,
They just give you a compass and say, go.
Yes, that's what they do. You understand?
And it's a wooden boat with a motor on the back.
Yes, please. Yes, please. And you know, in this time, they always want to take you a lot because they can make a lot of money through that. Because when you are a single person, they don't earn a lot. But when you are about 15 up to 30, they can have a lot of money. So when they push you out, so then that's all. So either you are safe or you die there. It's not more their business anymore.
But obviously you survived.
Well, I was one of the lucky ones to survive, and I was able to arrive safely in Spain.
Did your whole boat survive fine?
Yes, please. The whole boat survived fine. But you know, from our arrival, we had about two boats capsized, and then about 15 people lost their life.
I know we hear stories in the news all the time of boats capsizing.
Yeah.
So you get to Spain, and what happens once you get to Spain?
Well, it was really amazing. Look, I was thinking like I've arrived in a paradise because I was imagining how life would it be. You understand? But honestly, when I really arrived my first day in Spain, honestly, it was looking different. It was looking like a paradise because it was different from Africa. Yes, but I said the reality is when after like we have a place where we call Red Cross, they will receive you and give you accommodation for some time. You understand? And then they assess you. And then later they will leave you to find your way. So that is where I realized that no, Europe is not a paradise.
You worked in Spain for a couple of years.
Oh yes, and when I arrived in Spain, I thought like it was just in Africa. When you arrive, you can just go and look for a job. And then not knowing that you have to look for a Spanish documents that will give you a legal permit to work there. So it was another journey again. You understand? Unfortunately, the Spanish government does not give a political asylum to Ghanaians. They believe that Ghana is a peaceful country and we are doing well. So in other ways, those people who are there, they have to tell you a ways to get the documents. So they tell me that I have to change my age to turn myself to underage, which like I was around already 20 something, and I have to turn myself to 17 years old. Just imagine.
So that you would be a minor, so they would take you in.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course. That was how I started. So from then they take care of me as a minor. You know, unfortunately, they were even giving me a minor drugs to take whenever I'm sick.
Well, that's good. So once you had your documents, what kind of work were you able to do? And did it pay as much as those wonderful pie-in-the-sky numbers that you heard from your European friends?
Well, it was amazing because like when I got a Spanish resident, I was thinking that I was getting a job in a factory or something else. But unfortunately, my first job I got was in a farm. Yes, I was to go and collect apples and then and potatoes in a farm. It was really crazy. My first day, it was really crazy, honestly. Yes, and then when I asked about my salary, you know, I was getting the job from people from South America like Ecuador and Bolivia. And these people have to take some of your salary before they pay you. So at that time, they were paying an hour 10 euro, but we were taking an hour 6 euro, sometimes 5 euro. Just imagine.
And you did that for about 2 years?
Yes, I was working in the farm for 2 years, and I realized that no, that was not my reason for coming to Europe. I was thinking to come and get a better job, like working in a factory and so on. But unfortunately, the type of job I get was really not satisfied. So I was thinking about moving to other part of the world to see if I can get a better life.
And that's what led you to move to Germany.
Oh yes, I had a lot of contact from other friends who are migrants in Germany, and they told me that, oh wow, you can come to Germany. Germany has a better life, and then they have a lot of industry, and you can have a better job there. So that's why I moved to Germany.
what did you find in Germany?
Well. When I arrived in Germany, well, it was something else again because when I finally arrived in Germany, I was thinking that when I arrived in Germany, I'll get a better job. Well, yes, when I arrived in Germany, yes, they said I have to get a German documents again. I have to get a resident permit as a German, and then I can get a working permit, and that starts a lot of difficulties.
So in Germany, you had to do a different kind of workaround to get your documents, correct?
Yes, that is right. But unfortunately, they were all just the same as Spain because in Germany they don't accept a Ghanaian as to seek a political asylum. It is not acceptable there. So the other alternative to do it was like to get married. You understand? So when you get married, then you can have an illegal documents there.
But that wasn't quite your thing, was it?
Well, not at all. That was not my aim was not to get to Europe and get married there. That was not my aim at all. So I find it very difficult for it to work for me.
Right. What kind of job did you get when you were in Germany, though? You did manage to get something.
Yes, I did because the alternative was to get a job was to borrow a document from my fellow Ghanaian who was already there and has a resident permit there and then a working permit. So when I got when you got these documents from there to go and look for a job, the owner of the documents will give you a condition, and then the condition is that if your salary, for instance, if your salary is €1,000, you have to divide your salary into three. You understand? The owner of the documents takes one third, and then you also take 1/3, and then you save 1/3 in case you have any problems with the document. You can take the 1/3 to look for a lawyer.
Okay. So you were, no matter what you were making, you were only getting 1/3 of it.
Exactly. Even if I were making like €2,000, I was getting 1/3 of it.
Right.
And then you see one amazing thing, Sometimes they may pay you your salary because it goes to the owner of the document, his accounts. And then when you call him that, oh, they have paid your salary, they said no, they have not yet paid. And it may take you maybe another 10 days or even 2 weeks before he can take the money and give you your 1/3.
Right. And so by the time you got your money and by the time you paid rent, there was not a lot left over.
Not at all. Sometimes you are always negative because before you pay your rent and buy food, there was never left any money for you. So you realize that you were just suffering for nothing.
Right. And so how long did you stay in Germany?
Oh, actually, I stayed 2 years in Germany.
Now, I'm just curious.
Yes.
You mentioned you experienced racism in Libya.
Yes, please.
How was it in Europe? Did you experience the same level of racism?
Well, yes, but it was lower than Libya and North Africa because North Africa was quite difficult. You understand? In Europe, you could able to have some access to many things, but in North Africa, no, there wasn't any way you can, and there was no way you can get a North African documents unless you come there legal.
So at some point, you decide that the life in Germany is just not for you. You're not getting what you want from it.
Yes, please.
And you decide to come back to Ghana.
Yes, please.
And what pushed that decision? What was the final thing that made you decide to come back to Ghana?
Well, honestly, it looks like those who were living there, illegal migrants, who were faking our life because we were pretending to live the life we're supposed not to live. You understand? Example like a married woman you don't like at all. Doing a work that you don't like at all. There was a lot of things you were doing and you don't like at all. You understand? So all these things motivate me to come back to Ghana so that I can have a freedom and then live the life I really want. So that and I was not happy at all because I was faking my life.
How did you get back to Ghana?
Well. After I take the decision that I go to Ghana embassy, and then I tell them my decision to go back to Ghana. Well, they were very good. They were able to talk to the German government, and then they prepare for me, and then they give me some air ticket to come back to Ghana, and that was so good for them.
Oh, good. And so when you got back to Ghana, what did you do? What happened?
Well, when I get back to Ghana, I was having a lot of bad experience because many people of my friends from Ghana was expecting that I was bringing a lot of money because whenever someone is coming from abroad, they thought like you are bringing billions of cedis or billions of dollars. Unfortunately, I came without anything. So when a couple of my friends realized that I came home without money, they start to to distance themselves from me, and then they start to look at me in a negative way.
Mm-hmm. How did you turn that around? You went from having not a lot of anything on your return to Ghana, and now you are a successful business owner and tour operator. So how did you turn that around? How did you change that?
Well, I was had to push more because in any way, if not, I would have get frustrated because even some of my family were running away from me because I didn't come home with money. You know, so I have to distance myself away, and then I have to start a new life, you know, trying to help some people to sell their things for them at the Tamale Culture Center. Through that, I was doing that, and I was able to save money to buy a shop in a culture center. And then from that, I was able to produce my own stuff. And then that's how I got started growing small up to this level.
So, and you design a lot of the pieces that get sold in your shop.
Oh, yes, please. Yes, please.
And it's all local artisans.
Yes, and then they all look local, and they all look traditional from Africa.
Do you have things that are from outside of Ghana as well then?
Oh, yes, we do have some things from Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, because most of our cultures are entering each other. So we prefer to have something similar together. And then so that was it. And it was very interesting.
Right. And that's the thing is the colonial borders don't necessarily match the cultural borders here.
Yes, it does not matter. You know, we share something very common, you understand?
Mm-hmm. So I do hear a lot of young Africans, they have this dream of going to Europe or the US. And since you have done it, I would like to know what your advice to them is.
Well, honestly, I would advise them that if they have opportunities to go to US or Europe for education, it is better. You understand? So they can have a better future. But if they are just going for greener pastures, no, I would advise them that they should take the opportunities they have in Ghana here. Because, you know, when you think about the opportunities in Ghana here, you underestimate it until you travel out of Ghana. You realize that you were having a better opportunities here. But in case you are having an opportunity or you are having a scholarship to go to Europe for school or other things, well, it is better. Yes, you can have a better education there. But if you just travel for a greener pastures, it is not advisable. I will tell you that take the opportunities you have here. You can have a better life, and then maybe you can future even travel to US or Canada or Europe for holidays and then come back.
And what do you see for your future here? I know you have a wonderful family and you have your shop, as I say, and you have your tour business. So what are you looking forward to in the future?
Well, my future, I have a plan to open a big factory, and it will just be a local products like local made in Ghana, and then I can export it beyond Ghana, even to other European countries and even to US. You understand? And then I also try to tell more like diasporans also to come home and then to do a lot home, because there are a lot of opportunities here. Even other investors who are thinking about coming to Africa, Ghana is just the gateway to Africa, and they can have a lot of opportunities here. You understand? There is a lot of opportunities here. People can really make it if they are really focused.
Well, Abdallah, I know you well enough to know that I think you have a very bright future, and you're going to be doing very well. And I appreciate you taking the time today to sit down for this interview with me. And thank you for telling us your story, because that is quite a story.
Yes, I also appreciate it so much for choosing Ghana and choosing Tamale as your second home. We really appreciate it, and you enjoy yourself, and then we invite more people to come. Thank you so much. Greetings to everybody.
So everyone, thank you for joining me. Let me know if you are enjoying the idea of me doing more interviews. Leave a comment if you want to see more interviews here in Ghana. And thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.